In 4 movies and about 15 years, Jason Bourne went through a long and very specific journey, I guess. How did the character change it, and how did you change with the character all over these years?
Well, the character's changed a lot. I mean, when we find him, at the beginning of the first movie, he doesn't even know his name. He knows nothing about himself. So it's this whole journey of discovery that he's gone on, ending with this one. And so obviously he's changed, a whole bunch. I've probably changed more than he has in the last 16 years. It's so strange to be talking about 16 years because it just flew by, and yet when I think about my life, so much has happened, and I was a single guy, 29-year-old guy when I started this, and now I'm married with 4 kids, and it's my daily life is so different. And it's more different from Jason Bourne's life than it was when I was 29 even. But that's a good thing.
Even now, is there anything in Jason's character in which you can in some way relate your own personality?
I relate a lot to him. I think I feel very connected to the character. I mean, I like the character. I think he's a really good person at his heart, and I think he's a relatable protagonist. That was one thing that Doug Liman always said years ago. He said, I don't relate to James Bond, and I want to create a character that's that's for our time and who's a spy for us, and who we all look at and recognize as one of us. And that was how the whole thing started, really, was with that insight that he had.
This movie, just like the previous ones, deals with our contemporary. It also about important issues, for example, security against privacy. Is there a message you would like the audience will grab watching Jason Bourne?
No, I mean, we don't try to answer the questions as much as just try to make it feel current, and that is the central question of our time, and so we thought that should be the central question of the movie, and what it's about. And there's going to be this friction between the intelligence apparatus and and our civil liberties, and they're always going to be looking for the back door into these programs. They're always, that information is just too valuable, and they know it. But people on the privacy side will always be fighting to defend against that because of the dangers inherent in giving anybody too much power. It's the central issue of our time.
In your career, you worked with so many great directors. I can name all of them. In what Paul Greengrass is different from the other ones?
Well, I've done 4 big movies with Paul now, and he's different because he comes out of documentary work, and so he captures these things, and he's incredible at understanding what the real world looks like and what's going on in the real world, and then directing scenes to capture that and make it feel real. He's similar to the great directors in the way that I found that they're all similar, which is that they're really open to collaboration. And it's interesting that, this kind of the image of a director is somebody with a megaphone and yelling, barking orders, but the reality is the master directors that I've worked with all are listening, and they don't give direction till the end. They're interested in everybody's opinion and everybody's idea, and then they're the arbiter of taste. It's their job to decide what's the best idea. But all of the great ones seem to create this battlefield of ideas and let the best ideas win out.